Well. This has been my new set since 5 months, and honestly, it's lacking something. The set itself is pretty much empty. Now, I have an idea. I want to make this look like a fantasy item shop. I kind of want my background to be changeable. Let me explain. I don't want my shelves to be proper shelves. They're not gonna stand on the floor, because 50% of it would not be visible. So I got the idea to hang them from up here. Oh yeah, by the way, I placed an LED strip up there, but yeah, for reasons, it's never visible in my videos. If I want something to hang from the ceiling, it has to be light, which means I'm gonna have to use cardboard. The challenge is to make it actually physically work, and the art is to make the cardboard look like wood. Wouldn't that be amazing? And that is why first I should start thinking of a smart way to attach it to the ceiling. Let's go. First, let me show you my wooden beam up there, because it's hollow on the top. Just a quick warning, it's pretty dirty up there. This is the wooden beam. And this is it from the inside. It's basically perfect for clipping things in there, like I did here. So basically, I want to hang something up here. Then it's going to lead all the way down, curve at the edge, continue towards the wall, and then you can hang things here that are close to the wall. The way I decided to do this is to connect these connective curve pieces to each other with some PVC pipe, put some wire through, and then the top part is going to be connected to a wood piece. But I don't know if it's gonna work, and you probably don't really know what exactly I'm trying to do, so I'm just gonna show you. Whoa, 2-meter PVC pipe. I need 2 meters of PVC pipe. Well, actually only about 30 centimeters. This top is specifically used for cutting PVC. The cutting tool I'm gonna use is my Dremel. And since I don't know how safe it is to cut PVC, I'm gonna protect my airways as well as my eyes. Safety first. Let's try to cut the first piece off. I have no idea how to hold it. Oh God, I'm scared. All right, let's try it out. Damn, this is easier than I thought. Ow, okay. There's dust coming off, and the dust is kind of hurting me. I have to take off my watch and roll my sleeves down. I should be fine. Unclean, but it kind of works. And ta-da! My first time ever cutting PVC pipe. I'm sweating so much, but I'm not even shaking. Haha. Let's cut the other ones, shall we? Here's my plan. I'm gonna slide wire through this, then this piece, then the last curve. That should be pretty stable, I hope. All right, that looks pretty funny actually. This is a piece of a leftover acoustic panel, and what I need from this is the wooden bars. Okay, do you see this here? This is connected with metal. I'm gonna try to pull it out if I can get a grip. 1, 2. Let me try to connect this wooden beam to my wire. I haven't thought about this. Dear people, I tried to wrap the wooden wires so it would block the pipe from falling down. I basically tried everything that came to my mind to avoid drilling holes into the wall, but I have no other choice, because this is not stable at all. I was really hoping to find a smart way to hang something up there without having to drill holes into the wall. So change of plans, I'm just gonna do it anyway. I'm gonna leave this whole process in the video because I want you to know that I make mistakes and have imperfections in my projects, because why shouldn't I? Let's continue. Cardboard is what I need, and a measuring stick. Maybe I should take off the edges first. The depth is going to be 11 centimeters only, because I still need, because it's just a set after all and not a real shelf. Also, I need space to move around here. Since I wasted so much hot glue in my last project, I'm gonna make incisions on both elements and then just stick them together. Since I don't have cardboard this long, this set is going to consist out of 3 elements. And I'm gonna start with the biggest one in the middle. So it's gonna range from here to here, and also from down here to up there. First of all, I need 8 elements of cardboard. After After building the frame, it was not stable at all because it's just cardboard after all. So my first step was to stabilize it with these thick boys. It's just heavily layered cardboard. I cut out a bunch of triangles and covered the edges with them, which was mainly done for the visuals. And then on top, I added even more cardboard, just thin strips this time. And I decided to leave them kind of curved because I want to achieve a natural feeling. I had my dad screw hooks in there. Now I actually have 3 of them up here. For the center, I technically don't need one. Let me show you why. It just perfectly sits on here. But I'm still gonna connect it to the hook because this is not stable. Next thing I'm gonna do, bring some variety in. This entire part is going to be shelves. They're just gonna stay open like this. This is going to be a free area as well. But I want the rest to look different. And to do that, I'm simply going to transform it into drawers. So I'm gonna add a drawer here, 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 and here. And then I wanna cover some bad looking areas with triangles. Kind of like this. Wait a minute, I want to show you something. Look at this tube of glue. I think this is appropriate for gluing entire shelves. I built 2 more. At the moment, they just look like shelves made out of cardboard. So now it's time for me to paint them. I'm just gonna use a simple shade of brown. This one's too bright, but this is the only one that I found. So I'm just gonna mix it with black. I have this beautiful shade of brown. I'm just not gonna leave a comment here. And I'm gonna mix it with black. This shade of brown is kind of what I imagined. Not bad. I'm so glad that I bought 2 of these because that's gonna take a while. It's also gonna take a lot of paint. I'm probably gonna refine it with black and lighter brown later on. Let's first cover this up. Let's go! Painting the entire thing was so much work. It seems like such a simple task, which it is, but it took forever. Now I'm finished. Oh, and also I had to paint the inner parts, which took even more time. Now you can see the wooden structure that I was trying to create, and I think it was quite successful. Now, of course, from afar, this looks pretty much like a big block of wood because it lacks ornamentation. And what I personally believe is best fitting for dark wood is gold. Golden acrylic paint is usually not shiny enough for me. So what I use instead is transparent acrylic paint with glitter. And here comes the twist, mixed with gold metallic powder. If you mix it, you get metallic gold paint sprinkled with colorful bits of glitter. Let me turn on my backlight. Yes, you can see it. Oh, it's beautiful. Add a second layer. Visually, this is very appealing. Let me add gold to every single handle. I tried to add gold to the edges as well, but it's only visible from certain angles and it looks a bit unclean. But still, I want to add more gold. I have a metallic pen here. Let me try it out. I want to add ornaments on the doors and maybe on the edges. Okay, wow, this is way more visible than I thought. I thought it would be like barely visible, but oh, this gives me so much artistic freedom. Now first, I'm gonna frame all the doors. Let's go. Oh. Well, look at my creation. Oh my god, it turned out better than I expected. My god, I'm going to have so much fun with this. Ta-da! Let me give you a full look. I'm so proud. Now, of course I have to fill it, but the shelf itself is pretty much finished. I'm planning to fill this with tools and maybe some magical items. I think I want to create the first one for this video, just to make things look prettier. And I already have the perfect place for it, which is this empty space here. A new day has arrived and I'm more motivated than ever. Like I said, I want to add my first item here, but the item is not simply gonna stand on here, it's gonna hang down from the top. And for that, I need to take this down first. And then I'm simply gonna push holes through here. 1, 2, 3. Then I need golden wire. Stick it through and then simply just create a blockage up here. Let's repeat this 2 times. Okay, we have 3 pieces of wire sticking out of here. And now I can turn them into hooks. Watch this. They don't need to carry a lot of weight, so this method is just fine. And now that I have the hooks, let's attach something to them. As I said, it's going to be lightweight. And since I want this to kind of look like an item shop, the first item is a collectible one that you can find in the open world. Let's make it some kind of regular basic item that serves as a potion ingredient of sorts, but it's not just a simple plant that you can find in the grassy plains or whatever. No, no, no. This is going to be a plant from the deep sea. Why? Because I love sea-themed stuff. That's the only reason. But first I have to detangle this massive ball of ivy. Someone help. Almost done. You don't see it on camera, but my entire workspace is covered in ivy. This is giving me an idea. I want to try something out. This is pretty inconvenient for working on bigger things, but for the time being, this looks pretty nice. Let's take care of my magical plant. It's gonna hang a bit over the edge. I think that looks very appealing. Unlike the other plants that I have here, this is not going to be green. Since it's from the deep sea, I want it to be orange and fade into blue. It is time for painting. Before I paint the leaves, I actually want to paint the stem, because leaving it green would just look bad. I'm going to paint it blue as well as red. Yeah, this is kind of the blue that I'm going for. I bought this beautiful light blue, which is going to be the color of the leaves. Okay, let me check how good the coverage is. Yeah, it's alright. You can also see the texture underneath, and this is slowly gonna fade into orange. And I'm going to paint this entire thing. Of course, I need to document my items. And for that, first of all, I need paper. But I need paper that doesn't have clean edges. That's surprisingly clean, but it's the edges I need. To make it even better, let me darken the edges a bit. Right now I'm just using dry acrylic paint without any water, because that makes the paper wrinkle. I have the feeling that I'm breaking my brush. Yep, I like it. The paper is ready. It's time to give my seaweed a name. I'm not creative when it comes to names, because I come up with stuff like water ivy. Since it's underwater, maybe something with pearls. Pearly ivy. Pearly ivy pearls. You know what? Let me just go with pearl ivy. Now we need to specify. It's an aquatic plant. Plant, not pant. Now we need a description. Let's focus on the color first. The reason why it is blue on the edges and orange in the middle is that the water energy collects in the edges once the plant is gathered. So in its natural habitat, it just looks like blue ivy. Once exposed to the air, the water magic starts to crystallize at the edges of the leaves. Those crystals can be used for making jewelry with water magic infused effects, but they're not digestible. The crystals start to form immediately after you take it out of the water. But what forms after a few days or hours, if you let it dry in the sun, is pearls around the stem. Let's say it takes around 1 to 3 days. I have an idea what this is gonna do. Digesting those pearls on land is pretty dangerous, because if you consume them, you get the ability to breathe underwater, but at the same time, you lose the ability to breathe air, which is a bad thing if you're not near any water source, and it works better in salt water. The longer the pearls are exposed to the air, the longer this effect carries on after consumption. But it's not like you get the ability for years. If the pearls are a few days old, the effect is gonna hold a few minutes. If they're a few weeks old, the effect carries on for a few hours. But what if they're years old? What about 100 years? Well, the maximum is gonna be around 24 hours. Here we have pearl age, and here we have effect. The curve looks like this. And up here, 24 hours. Kind of like this. Of course, I have a strand of pearl ivy here. The pearls are just a few days old, but they have already formed. And now the final question. Can you eat the actual plant? Yes, you can. It is consumable. You can eat it raw, but you can also cook it. It tastes salty. The middle is rather dry, but the edges are refreshing. The only special effect that it gives you is that you feel hydrated. That's it. The only thing left now is the illustrations. This is the ivy underwater. And this is the gathered pearl ivy. I did not make it too vibrant to keep the aesthetics, and I think it looks great. So now I can pin it to my wall. Pearl ivy with the item description. I'm planning to definitely fill this shelf with even more items in the future because it's fun. And yeah, this is going to be my background for probably quite some time. I hope it looks more inviting than the one before. I hope it looks more cozy. This video is probably a bit short, but I hope you enjoyed it anyway. We're gonna see each other in a few weeks, 4 at most, but I don't think it's gonna be that long because I'm going on vacation after not taking a break for months. I'm gonna come back refreshed with this background behind me. I'm very happy. Yeah, that's it. And I hope you too have a nice day, evening, or night. And see you next time. Bye! That was my knee. This is the full shelf experience. Look at my shelf. Beautiful.